Awesome. Hi, I'm Rena Champlin, and this is your Hi, I'm your host, Rena Champlin, and this is my your other host.
Golly, Rena, it's me, Alex.
Yay!
Woo!
We are back with another episode of the podcast. You excited?
Extremely. I'm ecstatic, actually, is the right word.
I know you are jumping for joy right now. I know full-heartedly you are. So let's do some Gleason business first.
Mhm.
First, I would like to publicly apologize for our late upload.
So late. Extremely late. Layla and Connor deserve better, but
Layla and Connor do deserve better. 100%.
if you hear the audio, you'll understand what we were working with.
Oh my gosh. It was terrible. First of all, we had so many events this week that we couldn't get to editing the podcast. I don't know about you, but I was booked every time I was at work. I never had any downtime.
I probably had a shift where I probably should have worked on it, but didn't, but yeah.
Yeah, we need to get better at that. And so, oh gosh, the audio was a freaking mess.
Oh, yeah.
It was, when we got it, I was like, okay, time to start the podcast, time to start editing. How exciting. We had our special guest star, Blake. It's going to be great.
Ooh.
People hate me. And then I get in, and all of a sudden I got my audio, and I was like, awesome, lined up, it's great. And then all I hear is, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, oh? And then I was like, that's crazy. And I put in Alex's, and it's, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, our recording equipment that we use for the mics, the gains were turned up really high, and we didn't really check that as well as we should have before we started recording.
So sorry. That's why this is my public apology. Layla, Connor, and to the rest of the Layla Connors, I'm so sorry. My bad. I should have rechecked it because it looked like it was at the normal levels. Like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's the normal levels. It's fine. I didn't use the headphones. I was like, it's okay. It's good. And then we looked, and then it was like,
But this one, that should be rectified.
We literally sat here and we were like, okay, let's talk into the mics. Beep, boop, bop, boop, boop.
Yep.
So hopefully everything was all good. I don't know if I have any other Gleason business.
Don't have any other Gleason business. What about Chopper Dropper? That just happened.
Oh my gosh, Chopper Dropper!
Yeah.
I
Forgot.
You worked the event, right?
I did.
Yeah, how was that?
Really cool. I'm not gonna lie. All the jokes they were making about Zen having to jump out of the helicopter, I started buying into it a little bit, and was so sorely disappointed with what the event actually was.
This week on Zen Derogatory,
You didn't jump out of the helicopter, Zen.
Damn it, Zen! Why would you do this?
I've been fooled.
Blake even put in the podcast. Not the podcast. Ooh, shoot. In the group chat, he was like, "Well, I can't wait to see the footage of Zen having to do something." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is real. This is exciting."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What it ended up being was they dropped golf balls from about 100 feet in the air, which was still really cool to be sat next to a helicopter that was just hovering over a soccer field. I mean, it also landed on said soccer field.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. Because we were sitting right on the edge of the field, and it landed right in the middle. So it just lands. You can feel the air getting pushed down from the helicopter blades. Very cool experience. I just wish Zen jumped out of the helicopter with a parachute. That's what I thought the event was.
Maybe without the parachute, we don't know. I bet you if Zen fell from a helicopter, he would be perfectly fine without a parachute.
You think he can take it?
I think he would land on his feet, and I think he'd be fine.
Yeah, he wouldn't even bend his legs too much. He would just kind of and he'd be good.
Yeah. I know I did setup, and my setup was a mess because I came in halfway because they had their original, the beginning of shift people. They went in, they did their whatever, and I was like, where should I go? And they were like, oh, go to the soccer field. And I went, great, where is that? And Jeff went, go to Gleason, Rena. I'll pick you up. And I went, they know I don't know any directions or how to find anything. And then the Dell computer, someone misplaced the power for the Dell computer.
Ooh.
And they were like, Rena, go in and grab the power cord. And I'm like, okay, I'll go do it. so in the closet we have the monitors and stuff, and we didn't check what time we started.
Uh-oh. It's about
well,
5.
it's yeah, it was like we started at like 5:45.
It's probably
48.
It's probably been I don't know if it's been that long. I don't think as much as time flies by for this thing. I don't think.
Okay.
I'd say we started about just before 5:50.
Okay, sounds cool. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, let me get into the closet with our computer stuff, and then I go, where are the keys? And I go, hey guys, where are the keys? And they went, with us. And I went, well, great. Should I start walking to the studio? Because I had this laundry list of, they're like, well, if you're getting this, grab all this stuff. I'm like, okay. And so basically Jeff was like, no, Rena, just stay right there. My meeting's running a little over. I'll come get you. And when Jeff came in, it felt like Jeff was picking his kid up from soccer. Like I felt like my dad was coming to get me from my soccer practice.
Right.
It was great. Anyway, he came in. We found a backpack with another SSD card. It was just in there and a dongle. Threw those in there. We grabbed other stuff. We threw that in there. Gosh. And then we went to the studio, all of that. And then we went to the thing. My jobs for setup was talk on the headset, Rena. Go ahead. Pretend you're a sportscaster. So I did that. It was, Rena, take that camera over there and lay on the ground and see if you can get a good angle. So I'm laying on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other one was, Rena, go stand by the pole and dance around so I can see you on the camera. And I went, okay, so that's how I was helpful. Oh. That is what I did. Jeff and I did the YMCA. It was the greatest moment of my life when Jeff and I did the YMCA.
When I saw you and Blake with the headsets, like, they're pretending to be sportscasters, probably like frame video and level audio for the mics, is what I presume you guys were sitting there for. I walked in and thought, like, oh, Jeff threw you guys on to commentate this. And I was actually, like, kind of upset that I was not put on to commentate. I was like, I would be so great for this. I'm here right in front of the microphone. This is my job. I'm the celebrity.
Exactly. We're the niche micro celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
How
we hit
dare
triple digit views on episodes 1 and 2.
I was so impressed with that. I was like, how did we get to 103 views? That's absolutely
I'll tell
wild.
you how. The dedication of the Layla Connors.
It's the Layla Connors. You guys did it. I am so proud of our viewership. So we went from, I've been watching this.
Mm-hmm.
We went from, I think we had 111 subscribers or 110 subscribers.
Yeah.
And by the time, and over the podcast guys coming out, we now have 121.
Yeah.
We're grabbing subscribers.
We are.
That's right. That's 11 subscribers for us. That's
more than we had before.
Exactly. So we are technically, I guess you could say, winning.
We are fueling the Gleason Performing Arts Center YouTube channel. These have been the only uploads on the YouTube. I think they are going to are they putting the Chopper Dropper video on the channel?
I don't know, because it was it was a stale live stream and they put it on there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a live stream.
Yeah, it was a live stream. You think it was live? No.
I
did those camera cuts.
That's right,
and then
baby.
It was touched up in post.
I wasn't allowed to go on shift because Zen, we'll wait till Zen Derogatory, did it all before. So now I don't get that 2 hours of pay. I'm going on strike. I'm going to talk to Jeff about this. I'll be like, Jeff, I think I'm going to cry. Do you know how many times I've cried in front of Jeff?
I was unaware that you've cried in front of Jeff at all.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, he was talking to me and he was like, yeah, Rena, the amount of people in this, work, on our workforce, more of them have cried in front of him than they have not cried in front of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I am yet to cry in front of Jeff, Ed, or Zen, or any Gleason Performing Arts Center staff.
I'm so excited for the day that you cry in front of Jeff.
For the day that I cry in front of Jeff?
Yeah, if you could text me when that happens. Could you be like, Rena, you're never going to believe it?
Rena, it's a selfie. I'm just my face is all red and I have tears. It's like, Rena, I did something wrong.
You turn around and it's a selfie with Jeff pissed in the background and Ed looking a little sad and you're in tears and you're like...
Yeah, I hold up a peace sign.
Yeah.
Gleason Gleason cry sesh. I broke a camera lens.
No. If you broke something, you'd be okay.
That's true. I just tell Jeff that I broke something.
However, if you like misplace something, we've had I can't believe our little Gleason section of Gleason business has been going on this long. Normally we like just kind of discuss like a little bit of Gleason like stuff that happened and then we like move on.
I feel like there's been a lot going on, especially with regards to, like you said, organization and misplacement. There's been a bunch of stuff that just keeps like disappearing or going to the wrong place.
Yeah, apparently people just keep misplacing things and like putting things where they're not supposed to go and just all of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, that's bold. That's a bold thing to do.
And the weirdest thing, we were packing chopper dropper, right? And we had some of the wireless mics, and I packed one of them with the receiver with Josh. And so, I put the mic in, he takes the antennas off the receiver and hands them to me, and I put them in the compartment. Yeah. Like the compartment the receiver goes in has some space below it. It has like a basement. It keeps like a few other things. So I was like, oh, I'll put the antennas there. So I put the antennas in that bottom part of the compartment. Josh comes over. I'm like, it's okay if I put the antennas in this part of the compartment. He goes, yes, they can go anywhere really in the case where there's room, but that's fine. Puts the receiver on top of the antennas. We pack up the rest of the stuff. Fine. Actually, I'm done, right? I get off my shift. I go to physics. Afterwards, I go to jazz band, and I was not looking at the work group chat because I'm off shift, like for break. Yeah. Not even just the day. Like there's no shifts for spring break. And Josh, he comes up to me. He's like, "Have you looked in the group chat?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "They can't find the antennas that we packed for our thing." And I was like, "Really?"
They told me to set up one of the wireless mics, and I opened it, and it didn't have antennas in it. Like during the chopper dropper shift, my morning shift, they were like, "Can you set up this mic?" And I was like, "Okay." I open it, and there were no antennas in there, and Jeff was so upset. Not like pissed like he can get, but he was like, "This is what happens. This is no. I think it might have been Ed. Someone was upset, and they were like, people keep misplacing things and not putting them back where they're supposed to go." And then I'm like, that's crazy. So I had to look at the other one, and I had to open it, and there were antennas in there. But, like, where's everything going?
I don't know.
I'll, like, open things, and there's, like, random stuff in there, and I'm like, this isn't supposed to be here.
Yeah, but apparently they couldn't find the antennas afterwards. And then after jazz band, I went through the road case that me and Josh packed for the mic. It only had his initials on it, so we couldn't find an expo marker, but his initials were already on it. So just, like, found the JL case, opened it. Well, it was reinitialed, but whatever. Found the right case. It had the microphone in, like, the same orientation I put it in, so I presumed, like, it had to be ours. They had found spare antennas and put them off to the side, and under the receiver there was nothing. I was so lost.
Gleason has been under attack lately. I'm not gonna lie. Because,
I'm willing to call this sabotage, because I vividly remember leaving the antennas under the receiver, because I asked Josh about it, and they just weren't there. Like, I'm not doubting that they weren't there. I can't fathom how they got misplaced because they were put in there.
There's been a few weird things because, like, we keep talking about, like, two things. One is that the rack was turned off one day.
Right.
They couldn't turn off the lights. Just the rack was
the
off.
rack
You're
was just
never supposed to turn that off, but, like...
And it's so out of the way, I can't imagine anyone would, think to turn it off.
Yeah, there's, like, a door, and it's, like, hard to open because, like, one of the knobs always falls off, and so, like...
You'd have to go so out of your way to turn off the rack. It's, like, hard to see someone mistakenly thinking it has to turn off.
And then the other one was I came into a CP shift one day, and, like, everything was unplugged. When I tell you, like, things that normally aren't unplugged were unplugged, and I had to use my little baby brain that doesn't know how anything works to, like, match the plugs in and guess where they go. Like, the soundboard, all unplugged. And I'm like, okay, that's a little silly. Like, the Mac and everything, not just, like, the normal cords, but, like, everything was unplugged. And I'm like, well, okay, what underneath the PC was unplugged? Like, not the PC, but the box thing, all of that was, like, gone. And so, like, I'm trying to do all these things, and, like, nothing is working because everything is undone. It was so weird.
Yeah, I think I remember that day. Like, all like the computer stuff was unplugged. You had to plug in the computer again, which is so weird.
I had to call and be like, okay, Rena, what's going on? And he was like, that's really weird. This is so funny. This is going to be like a Gleason conspiracy. one of these days, like, we're gonna, like, we should start putting up, like, pictures and, like, words and stuff with the red lines all over it.
We're gonna start, in the back, you're gonna see, like, photos with, like, twine between
Yeah,
thumbtacks, like, we're trying to, like, put together, like, a case.
It'd be really funny because, like, each time there's a new episode, another thing is, like, added.
Yep.
I think that'd be freaking hilarious.
Like, we put, like, Josh's face, like, like, red circle with a question mark, and the next episode it's crossed out, like, no, it's not him.
And then we come back, and it's Josh again with a big circle around him.
It just progressively tries to, like, is it Josh?
No.
But what if, no. But maybe it's Josh.
That would be so funny. I would die. I love our obsession with just absolutely murdering, like, not murdering Josh, but, like,
murdering Josh.
We're not murdering.
You do, Josh.
We don't murder on this show. We do anything else.
Yeah.
Tax fraud. I'm trying to get Gleason to commit fraud, but
Tax
not
fraud.
Really, because
not real fraud. It's just taking money from the government.
As long as they don't find out, it's fine. As long as they don't find out and we don't, like, tell anyone, it's okay. The Gleason office is always so cold. Like, it feels like it drops.
Okay, no. Strongly disagree. The Gleason office is cool because it's air conditioned and it's actually really nice.
Well, no, because you go into Gleason and it's like just a normal air conditioned temperature. The hot sun. You go in, it's nice. You go into the office and then it's like a ghost is there. It drops like 10 degrees. It's like that one room. And that's it.
I think it's 68 degrees in the office, and that is enough to chill you to the bone.
I have no meat on my bone, and so I want to get office blankets. I'm thinking about going to Walmart actually later and just purchasing Rena blankets.
I'm telling you, if we get the custom blankets with candid pictures of Jeff as just the entire blanket, my friend in Boy Scouts did this. He got a blanket. And it was this really candid picture of him, like, stretched out to the dimensions of the blanket, and he would always bring it on campouts, like the use. And there was one time we were in a cabin. It was the first campout he brought it on, actually. We were in, like, a little area where there's a bunch of bunks set up, and he draped it between bunks as, like, a sort of, like, curtain. So when you entered, it was just his face stretched out over this blanket. We're like, what are we looking at?
That's hilarious. That's probably the smartest idea I've ever heard. And honestly, do I do that? That would be such a smart investment.
I think Jeff blankets would make the office a bit more homey. I don't think they'd be necessary because it's not cold.
When we start our Patreon,
Jeff blankets.
You
can get T-shirts. You could get Jeff blankets. It's really all you can want.
Bucket hats, anything you could. Jeff blankets. Dude, I'd purchase. That's going to be a bigger purchase, though. Like, you're really going to have to put in the money to get the Jeff blanket.
You're going to have to put in, like, 2,500 Gleason points for that one.
We should make Gleason bucks. And hide them around campus. And then, like, when you find them, it has, like, the podcast link and stuff, but it also has, like, you can spend this at the Gleason shop.
Yep.
It's Monopoly money.
Yeah, people just, like, come to Gleason, like, I found this, and it's like, all right, here's another blanket. You really should start redeeming them for prize. Yeah, we do like a scavenger hunt.
That'd be
campus
so cute. That'd be so
bucks.
funny.
It's literally just Monopoly money that we write like in Sharpie Gleason over.
Yeah. That would be super funny, and I like that idea. Speaking of making websites for us, I'm so close to Patreon. I'm gonna do it. I will, but we're gonna take baby steps. I started an Instagram for the Reboot.
That's right. I believe at GPAC_reboot.
Yep.
We'll text.
Yeah, if we remember, it'll.
If we remember,
somewhere.
please remember, please.
Gosh.
And then I'll have to make an Instagram to follow it.
Yeah, and to follow you. Yeah, you can follow me. You can follow Alex.
Yeah, we'll put our Instagrams up here when mine exists and if you remember still. Yeah.
It's you're not gonna make it for like 2 more months. I'm gonna be graduated and you're like, Rena, I did it.
I'll make it after this episode.
You will?
I'll do it. I'll commit to having
promise?
an Instagram. I'll pinky promise after this episode I make it an Instagram.
He's gonna have no posts. He's gonna have no followers or following anyone. It will literally just be like a profile picture of his face, and that's it.
I should start posting though, like make it like a celebrity social media. You know how they tend to post
like
stuff?
An influencer.
Yeah. I'll start posting like that. Just pretend I'm an influencer / celebrity. Meanwhile, I have like 10 followers.
That'd be so funny. I would absolutely die if you did that. I'd love it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my Instagram reels. All 5 of you liked, or not all 10 of you liked my last post, and my heart is crushed. I think I might delete my Instagram.
I've been thinking about making a spreadsheet for all of my followers because I'm not getting 300 something follows. Instead, I'm getting like 81 here, 64 here, and that's not enough. I know I have.
I kindly request everyone who likes this post to open my spreadsheet link on Google Sheets and put your name in the sheet so that way I know you liked the post and I can figure out who's not liking my post. Thank you very much.
That way I can cyberbully them online.
Yeah, that way I can target them.
Yeah, I see their post and I go, I'm not going to like yours because you didn't like mine. I'll be like, your shoes are a little too big for your feet.
I already have your IP addresses. It's just I will only reveal the addresses of those who do not appear on the spreadsheet.
I'm going to blackmail them.
Mhm.
It'll be great. And that's how I'm going to get more follows.
Yeah, is people are going to they'll follow me in fear. And you want to know what? Fear will
tactic,
keep them
fear
in
tactic,
line.
fear tactic. Says the psychology major. Fear tactic.
Exactly. I'll use your
I'll use my psychology powers.
I could be your thesis if you weren't graduating in like 2 months.
Dude,
but-
I don't need a thesis. I'm undergrad. I'm not an honor student.
Do you not need a thesis if you're an undergrad?
No, if you're an undergrad, you don't need a thesis. That's like master doctorate stuff.
Yes.
You do
I'm
have
free.
a senior design
I know I have a senior
project.
design project.
That's
That's not a
your
thesis.
quote-unquote thesis.
That
Mine
is
is an
thesis.
internship. I don't need to do a thesis unless I'm an honor student.
For my senior design project,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to take the route of, they'll have like companies come up
Yeah.
with problems that students can design solutions to.
Right.
That's absolutely the route I'm taking. If
Yeah.
I've taken away anything from Project Lead the Way in high school, which is like the engineering program I was in,
Right.
is that coming up with, like trying to figure out a problem in your life that you want to solve, when you're tasked with that for like to come up with a big project you can design something for,
Yeah.
your life seems pretty great.
So,
Like there's so little that you can work to improve on when you're like trying to think of what you can improve on.
yeah.
We ended up designing like an outlet safety solution. We did it. It got done and we
did
presented
it.
it.
It's fine.
The presentation was the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. My friend for his senior design, I don't know if we're going to have to cut this out. I don't know if we're going to have to like
Did this like not happen yet?
No, it did. I just don't know how appropriate it'll be to have on the Gleason.
If
I
there's
don't
a
think
jump cut here, you know why.
Yeah. We're going to do a pose. And now we're going to put our hands down.
And we'll see that as a
yeah,
keyframe.
if it's like a weird transition and like a weird jump cut. I'm actually, if it's a jump cut, I'm going to put us in mid-sentence. Just so that they know. It's just like, yeah, so my friend, anyway, so the Ducks yesterday.
And now they don't know.
And they don't know. Anyway, so
Your friend's
what was
senior
I gonna
design
say?
project?
Oh yeah, my friend's senior design project. I'm so sorry. I'm epileptic, so I'll forget. So my friend's senior design project is he's biomedical engineering,
Okay.
I think, something like that. And he was thinking about making and trying to find a way to do like a prosthetic moving penis.
I mean, that's a
I mean, it's a
interesting
need
idea.
for people.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I just think it's a fun idea.
I think it's a bold
great
move.
idea.
Yeah, because he was like, well, they are. Well, he said it because he thought it would be a joke. And the teacher was like, well, it is in high demand, so.
High demand in what regard?
Yeah, I mean, you could really make it big if you did a prosthetic thing. I don't want to say the word again. I'm all done with that.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I don't think that has to be cut out. I think we might just censor the word and people can piece together.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
easily.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. We don't have to cut that out.
Yeah.
We're all good, guys. We're all good.
We're good. We passed the Chinese censors. Xi Jinping says "Bingqing," and we're gonna keep this in.
What the heck are you saying?
That is the only Mandarin I know is when John Cena went on that whole thing about ice cream but in Mandarin. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my! How have you not seen that clip? It's John Cena just speaking Mandarin in a car.
I
He's
know
like talking
he can
about
just speak Mandarin.
Yeah, Bing Chilling. And by the way, I was just saying total gibberish before Bing Chilling. But Bing Chilling is ice cream. That's the only Mandarin I know because he keeps saying it.
That's so funny. That's also really cute that he knows Mandarin.
I don't know when or where he learned Mandarin, but yeah, he just knows it.
Why would Mandarin be the language that John Cena goes to?
I know. I just don't see the correlation. Like
Yeah.
no, like I think it's cool that he knows
No,
Mandarin.
it's super cool. I just don't know why that's the language he
Yeah.
would lean toward. Like he doesn't look like he would be like, yeah, Mandarin's the one I would go with.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't seem like I don't.
I think
don't-
if he
maybe
had to
he-
learn one, it would be like Spanish.
It might be. I'd imagine maybe to help relations with China, because like for films and stuff. Maybe.
Didn't he do a few things with China? Didn't
I believe
he go
so,
over
like-
there?
Yeah, I think he went over there. They'd like to get the Fast and Furious 9 in Chinese theater, stuff like that.
Didn't there was so the Masked Singer I believe originated in Japan, right? So the TV show Masked Singer originated in Japan, and Ryan Reynolds was on it in Japan. He was on the Masked Singer.
Oh.
I think. No, not Japan. Korea. The Masked Singer
Korea.
originated in Korea, I believe. America made it bigger and more Americanized, but in Korea, they did it, and Ryan Reynolds went to it, and I think Ryan Reynolds knows a little Korean.
Oh. Okay.
Celebrities always catch me off guard when they know a different language. Like it's not like a bad thing. It's just like, oh my gosh, that's just another
exactly.
thing you're pulling out of your back pocket. Okay.
It's not a bad thing. It's just like another thing on their tool belt of all the other things they can do, and it's like
Yeah.
you just speak Mandarin.
Well,
That's
now I'm
cool.
useless. Okay.
And it's all right. Great, now I'm even more worthless. If I'm gonna become a celebrity, okay, now I have to learn some another language.
You have
First
to learn
of all.
another language. Timothy Chalamet can speak like Italian, German, and then something, and French. I think. I think those are his.
Je parle français.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that you're a Frenchman.
Français,
You've said
I speak French a little,
oh,
but I speak French.
French,
That's
yeah.
what I said.
It was nothing like complicated. It was nothing interesting. It was just I speak French. I speak French.
Yeah, that's all I said. Just now.
Exactly. Basically, that's all you said.
Mm.
And I think that's funny. I know a little ASL. Fun fact about me.
Yes, I believe you.
Yeah.
mentioned
Yeah. I did ASL.
I don't know any ASL. I
one,
can
two.
do this though. I can like. But that's it.
Imagine that's a huge thing about the deaf community's culture is just that one finger trick.
I'm so proud of this. I forgot where I figured it out. Like 5th grade, probably how to like do this like somewhat convincingly. I mean, obviously for like someone.
You should
young.
act like you're ripping it off, like it's taking like a really big like.
Well, that's what you do. Like when you're like with my younger cousins, it's like, hey, check this out. Ah! My finger.
Yeah. Whoa.
All my digits are back.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You could fool me. That's
fool
how,
you?
Yeah, you absolutely.
What if I
could.
do? You can't, or I guess you can see it in the screen.
Yeah.
Were you convinced?
I was convinced. I was like, wow, that's a really good one.
Nah, I got her.
It's like a baby. It's like, oh my gosh, where did it go? He did it.
Oh, he took off his finger. Whoa.
A fun fact about me is that I do have like the baby object permanence recognition problem. Is Jeff shaved one day and I came in, I did not recognize who he was. And then I got very upset when he told me he was Jeff. I was like,
I was unaware of this.
I was absolutely like floored that was Jeff, and he was like, Rena, it's Jeff. And I went,
No, I recognize people do look very different
Yeah.
when they go from beard to cleanly shaven,
mm-hmm.
but you can still usually recognize them just by the top half of their face pretty well. Like
No,
if
I've-
Jeff went from like hair and beard to like just took a razor and just gone, I probably wouldn't recognize him.
Can you imagine bald Jeff
No, and I don't.
I
want
refuse
to,
to
know.
believe that Jeff could ever be bald. If he went
He's too
bald,
stylish.
he's too stylish. I love that youth pastor look about him. He looks like he looks like he's gonna talk to me about modesty and putting on more clothes. While the boys go play kickball outside. That's what it feels like.
Why is that the feeling you get from Jeff?
I just get youth pastor vibes, and that was the first example of a youth pastor that I could think of.
No. I think it was a good example of a youth pastor, but
Yeah.
why Jeff?
No.
What about
But
Jeff as a youth pastor?
I don't know. He just gives like vibes of like a Ed gives vibes of a dad. Like if I had a
Yeah.
problem, that's who I'd go to. Like that's dad. But like Jeff is like a cool youth pastor who kind of tells me useless stuff, but like he's pretty chill.
I feel like Jeff usually tells me pretty useful stuff. I think that's how I know how to use like the soundboard and stuff now.
Well, that's why I cried in front of him, was because I trust him a lot and he gives me good advice. I just feel like the youth pastor side of him would be like, it's going to be okay.
I don't know what to make of this.
I keep telling Jeff to wear flannel. He's like, I've got so much flannel. I'm like, good, wear it. Wear that in a beanie. But put your acoustic guitar on and tell me.
No, don't make hipster Jeff. No.
Yeah.
Jeff, I know you watch this. Do not become
He
hipster
doesn't.
Jeff.
I don't think Jeff watches the podcast.
No, I'm pretty sure he does.
He does?
I think he's just not caught up to the newest episode at the
Yeah,
moment.
I think Jeff watches it, but only to make sure we don't say anything bad.
He watches it just so he can
literally-
like take down the video just
Exactly.
in case.
He monitors us. He's like, wow, I really... Because we were talking to him about, like, what can we say and what can't we say? And he was like, well, I mean, I believe in, like, you know, your freedom of expression and speech, so you could say whatever you want as long as it's not like this, and this. And then I think that kind of tipped him off to sometimes we say things, and then he was like, maybe I should watch this just to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that probably did tip him off. Like the way you phrased it, it's like, hey, what are we allowed to say?
I
And
didn't mean to be suspicious.
I mean, it's kind of hard to ask that without seeming suspicious. Like if you're asking, what are we allowed to say? You're asking that because you have a few things to say that are a bit risque.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say any risque things, but boy was I risque when I brought up cocaine and hookers.
I mean, yeah, but that was funny.
That was funny. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. We're all adults here, except for like Ed's kid who watches this. But
Yeah. I should tell Ed not to watch episode 4 because I mentioned cocaine and hookers.
It's gonna happen.
I think it's so goofy. One day I'm gonna be on the news for cocaine and hookers.
Whatever. On YouTube, this is set as no, it's not made for children. So,
Not our
it's
fault.
out of my hands at that point.
Technically not our fault.
I may have been the one who said it and left it in editing, and then rendered it that way and uploaded to the YouTube. But it's out of my hands.
Can't do anything about it. So sorry, guys.
Just gonna happen.
Not our fault.
Cocaine and hookers.
I think that's one of the funniest phrases. That there was this video about like, what would you do if you won the lottery? And he was like, hookers. He's like, I'm gonna buy cocaine and hookers. And the news lady was like trying to like, oh, okay, and like walk away, but he was like, hookers. I think it's so funny. Yeah.
I love, especially when I was in high school and my mom, I was going to like a party or something, or an after party for, I think it was like prom or whatever. She's like, okay, but if anyone has any drugs, I'm like, Ma, I'm gonna do all the drugs. I'm gonna eat the weed, and I'm going to gnaw on the bottles of alcohol they have, and I'm gonna bring my own methamphetamine, and we're gonna have hookers. And she's like, Alex, goddamn it.
I've two things.
Okay.
The first thing is I was not a party person in high school.
I mean, okay.
I'm not a party person
Party
now
was
either.
a strong word for. It was like me and my friends did a lot of get-togethers.
Yeah, I like intimate get-togethers. To quote
Intimate.
Phineas and Ferb, it's not a party; it's an intimate get-together where you just get together with a bunch of your friends.
Yeah, that's basically what we would
yeah.
do. And I always refer to that as a party, but yeah, we basically get together and like play video games and watch movies.
We would have parties, but it would be at my house, and it would be like karaoke, or like everyone would just come over. We have like New Year's Eve parties and 4th of July parties.
Yeah, we do like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But normally, if we're just having a party, it is just us going over someone's house, probably ordering pizza, and then playing video games.
Exactly.
And I mean, that's the dream right there. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, I agree. That's exactly the way I would spend my time with friends.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just got water up my nose. Anyway, my second thing, that was terrible. My second thing is a story actually.
A
Did I tell you
story?
my fish house story?
I don't think you have.
Okay, I don't know if I said it on the podcast. If so, skip forward like a minute or two. So I was at Fish House, and it's a nice It's like a nice restaurant.
Okay.
For Pensacon, the day that the week that I not week the weekend I was gone, that you didn't see me on the podcast. I went to Fish House for dinner one day, and I meandered over to the bathroom with my best friend Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. That's right, I'll name drop her because she's my BFF. And so sorry. She doesn't even watch. I don't know why I'm here. Anyway, red flag. So I went into the bathroom with her because we were taking her little sister to the bathroom. Little sister went into the bathroom stall. We were sitting there on the little couch that they provide because it's like that nice restaurant kind of couch thing. And two waitresses, one clutching a credit card and the other one clutching a little bag to their chest, went into the big stall together. We didn't hear a flush. We didn't hear any hands rinsing. And they did we think they did cocaine on the little table that's in the big bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah, we were like, I have a picture of like the cocaine table. Apparently her mom went into the bathroom later, saw the same thing happening with two other people.
Yep.
So they're just doing cocaine in Fish House, apparently.
Damn, sign me up. I mean, that's awful.
Wow, I'd love to do hardcore drugs. I mean, that's against the law.
I would never take illicit substances ever, but I'll just, keep this Fish House thing in mind to know not to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Alex. Good job. I'm proud of you.
It's like you have to know the bad word to know not to say it. I have to know about the cocaine at Fish House to know not to go do cocaine at Fish House.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know where. Well, you can look it up in Pensacola. You know it's in Pensacola.
Pensacola, so far away.
Yeah.
Actually, my friend's in Pensacola right now.
Really?
That's where he lives. He went home for break.
He lives in Pensacola? Who's your friend?
Danny.
Danny?
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I didn't expect to know Danny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he just went home like a few days ago. Like
What
he was here. And
what
he went
a
to
small
Pensacola.
world.
I gotta tell him about the Fish House thing so he can go get me cocaine. So he can not go there to go get cocaine.
Alex, please don't do drugs. Please don't do drugs. I'm gonna have to get a new podcast partner.
I need to follow the path of the celebrity. I need to fall. I need to fall off hard by doing hard drugs.
And then come back sober and then make money off of becoming sober.
Yeah,
again.
Exactly. And I'll sell a
book.
A self-wellness book, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It'll say at the beginning that says, "Don't do drugs at Fish House." This has been a very mundane podcast. Like, this has been very, like, calm. Like, this is such a, like, I have not gone really high energy with this.
I have not either. Oh, we didn't even mention we wore spring break stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's spring. This is like vacation.
It's vacation, so we're wearing our Hawaiian shirts. So we'll put in a background that's like
Hawaii.
Yeah, we'll go
very
with Hawaii.
Tropical.
Very
the background will be the most tropical thing I can think of.
Yeah. We'll go. We're in the tropics. Can I Photoshop like a margarita or like some kind of like nice slushy beverage into my hand?
If we ever find this and remember to do it,
exactly.
There will be drinks in our hands.
Clink.
Or
clink. You're gonna have to animate that. I can put the PNG in. I cannot animate. We'll just leave the PNGs in as we clink, and so they're just stable, and then you just see our hands move. I think that'd be really funny of us.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen if I even find this.
Gosh. I know I'm usually in charge of... Alex is in charge... We've said this before. He's in charge of green screen and animations, and I'm in charge of putting pictures in and text.
I gotta do all the technical stuff. I gotta do beep-a-doop-pop. I mean, I guess it is my major, so...
It is your major. And I go, I'm such a silly little goose. I'm gonna put a little picture in. That's so silly. That's all I do.
Yeah, je
Yeah?
parle anglais.
You just switched to French. You were like, yeah, that's a good idea.
That was the best I could do. I couldn't really speak English in the moment, apparently.
Imagine every time you get tripped up, you just switch to French. You don't even know what you're saying. You're like, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, sacre bleu.
One of these days, let's do a podcast, except you do it in French. Except it's only the French you remember, so you have to respond
I'm
in
gonna have
like.
to bring in like cheat sheets because I can remember a good amount of French
Yeah?
until like I'm put on the spot, right? Like I like just when I'm sitting in my room, I can just like blurt out nonsense in French. I can insult someone, the good stuff, and then it's I'm put like on the spot, like French. Say your French to me, and I go, Je m'appelle Alex, and that's it.
That's so funny. I always ask my boy to speak Polish because his parents are Polish.
Okay.
He's 100% Polish, I believe. Yeah.
All right.
And so I'm always like, speak Polish to me. And his Polish word to me is always no. Like he will not, like sometimes he'll speak Polish to me.
Okay.
And the Polish is, I don't want to speak Polish right now.
Oh. That's clever.
I beg him to speak Polish. I think it's really cool. He'll have conversations with his mom in Polish when he's in public. And I think that's really funny so that they don't know what they're talking about. I'm going to learn Polish so we can talk shit about people in public.
That's always been such a fun idea to me.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily go around insulting people, but just like say stuff in another language pretty fluently to someone that clearly doesn't know or probably doesn't know the language.
I do that in
ASL. Reaction.
I'll call them like the B word and stuff. I'm saying B word not because I'm afraid to say it, but because I just don't want to have to go in and find this and edit it out. I've already cursed so much. Oh shoot! I didn't find the place where I said the F word back in the past episode.
That's why Layla started commenting like, "Wow, this is such a fun uncensored video," and I was like, "Yeah, we didn't find it."
Yeah. We unfiltered, Gleason unfiltered.
It truly is unfiltered, out of laziness.
Out of laziness and the inability to pay attention.
ADHD will not allow this to be not allow this to be filtered.
Oh yeah.
Simply because now we are not filtering in the moment and we are not filtering afterwards because I'm not sitting through all that.
Yeah, I don't want to sit through like an hour.
I already know what
I
said. Well, actually, that's not entirely true.
No, we forget.
We forget a lot.
Black out.
I don't even remember how I started the episode.
I'll be real honest. I know we talked about Gleason for a while, and that was it.
Yeah, that's about what comes to mind.
Yeah,
not much more.
I'm gonna bring up something topical because I know we always bring up something topical at least.
Let's hear your topicality.
Dino Nugs better or worse than just regular chicken nuggets?
Okay.
Are they worth it? Are Dino Nugs worth it for the shape?
Okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
The shape doesn't add to the flavor. So, but you can, and they're usually catered to kids. So they're usually not going. You can usually find higher quality chicken nuggets that are not dino shaped, because then I'm not saying like, oh, you find the fine catered to adults chicken nuggets. If you
actually, I want to interrupt and tell you that I think you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong? You think the dino nugget
I
shape
find better
is worth
quality in Dino Nugs because they're catered to kids. They want it to be like pure white meat and these are your vitamins and and so like yes, it like the shape is sometimes used. It makes me feel better. My dinner tonight is probably gonna be Dino Nugs, but like I find that they usually put more like safety into their foods than they do in like other chicken nuggets. And I think the shape is absolutely, it makes it more fun to eat.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I had to restrain myself because I don't know. At this point, whatever. Honestly, if you've ever eaten a dino nugget like frozen, they're kind of nice.
Alex, Alex, no!
They're pre-cooked, so you can do that.
No, let's not get back on this. We can't.
I'm telling you.
This is too topical, Alex.
Too topical?
Every time we talk about...
Almost every time I heat up something that's frozen, I will have at least one of that item frozen, given that it's pre-cooked.
You are a monster, and I will stand by
I'm not
this.
a monster.
I hate that we are back on this topic. I hate that we were hanging out. I don't know if I told this story. I was hanging out. All of a sudden, I get a video from freaking Alex. And was it a pizza roll?
It was a
You were
pizza
like,
roll.
frozen. And you just took a bite and you went, good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why you are going to curse my entire night. Like, my night was ruined, Alex.
I know,
like,
your response was just, like, your face very, like, frantic. Like, no, why did you do that?
I was feral. I turned to my boy, and I was like, what the heck? I said a stronger word, but I was like, do you know what Alex just did? Like, the audacity of out of nowhere, no warning. And it was just like, delish.
Should I give you warning next time? Should I be like T-3 days until I send you a video of me eating frozen food?
and then be like, oh no, we're holding, and then say you scrubbed it.
Yeah, add to the
You're like
realism.
holding for 20.
Holding for 20. No.
T-.
Gotta be like or Doug, whatever. It was like holding for 69, and
Yeah,
then they had
yeah.
to go. That's like
70.
Scratch that. Change holding for 70. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, guys. Yeah, it was supposed to be 70. Sure.
Mm.
But yeah, no. So you're telling me,
Yeah.
you get some stuff from the frozen food aisle.
Yeah.
Like on occasion, whatever.
Yeah.
And when you go to heat it up, you don't touch any of the frozen stuff while it's frozen, like to eat it. Like we got.
I would never.
We
I
got
actually
taquitos for the Super Bowl.
rather die.
You know what taquitos are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got
Yeah.
taquitos for the Super Bowl. I had to try one, and they're not bad. I think I had.
I hate Alex. I
You
would
hate
fire
me.
him from this podcast if I could.
I should get you to. We should do. You know those like Brett and Link videos where they like try a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we should do like frozen food.
Frozen foods. That should
That
be an
would be-
episode.
For next episode, do you want to do that? Honestly,
That'd be awesome.
I mean, because it'll be spring break, we can come in for like 30
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
and that
It'd
way
be-
we don't have to film for an hour and a half.
That'd be
We
perfect.
could just
We just can't. I don't think we can do it in the studio because no food or drinks allowed.
yeah, we'd have
So
to
we probably.
film on location.
Yeah, we'll film at like Jeff's house.
Jeff, can we come over? We want to film.
Jeff, please.
We would have to ask if we can check out like a camera and stuff because there's no food or drink. We'd have to film on location.
We would. We could. Wonder what we could do is
What?
we could do like, frozen foods, frozen versus hot. So we heat up some of them and we leave some frozen,
You're
and then we try one
right.
of each. And
You're
it's like,
right.
which one's
we'll,
better?
We'll bring in a cooler with ice. We'll put the like foods in. We'll have to come up with a list of like what we want to do. I guess a chicken nuggets on there, and so is a
Chicken nuggets,
pizza roll.
taquitos.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. There's corn. The thing is, I don't think we can get like a small bag of frozen corn. I'm gonna be stuck
No,
with like.
no, you can.
You
You
can?
can. At
I
Walmart, they
always
have
see it.
like these that are like this big.
Okay. I always
I'll
see
see
like
if I
the
can find it.
big, it's like sacks of frozen corn.
I'll take it home.
You'll
if-
take it.
Yeah, I'll take one for the team if I have to.
I mean, I'm not. It's like not gonna go to waste if it's in my freezer.
well,
I'm not
you're
even
gonna,
cook
scoop it in. Yeah, you're just gonna take a handful. You're like,
Frozen
gotta have a quick
corn."
breakfast today. Then get out the door.
Oh my gosh! I never even thought of that. That's a great idea.
I just gave Alex the worst idea.
You gave me the best idea.
No!
Frozen corn for breakfast. You're gonna see in your snap tomorrow T-3 days until frozen corn for breakfast.
Delish. I'm gonna cry when the video comes in, and you're just gonna see tears like streaming down. My eyes are bloodshot red, and I'm just like,
No, why would you do that? But I'll enjoy.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy the frozen corn.
I'm not. I'm so not ready.
I think you'll be more than ready. I think you are going to expand your horizons.
I'm not.
You
I'm
are.
really not.
You're going to be like, wow, this was so worthwhile and quite delicious.
I'll cry.
You'll cry.
I'll cry. We're gonna do the taste test, and I'm just gonna like start like tearing up, and you're gonna be like, "Rain, are you okay?" I'm gonna go, "I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, let's do another.
Yeah, and you another frozen pizza.
Okay, I'm good." Honestly, just so that they're in the freezer or something and they stay cold. If you want to come over to my place, I have the kitchen and stuff.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Film on location.
On
at your
location in my
dorm.
household. Yeah, you guys can come in and be like, and judge me for my living space.
Unless, because it's for the podcast specifically, if we get express permission from Jeffrey Gleason.
That's right. We could
because it's not like we're behind the camera like doing it like
we're
for a
at
snack.
the table.
It's at the table.
We would just
for
have to find a
filming.
way to keep everything cold.
Well, there's a freezer over there.
I thought it was just a fridge.
Oh yeah, and I think it died.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's why the water bottles are out and not in.
Yep. I just remembered. I was like, no, there's a freezer right there. We just can't bring food in the studio. It's like, no, that thing is a fridge and it's dead.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, studio fridge. Gone but not forgotten.
I hope we can get Pep Band to play taps and just put it in the background. We reference Pep Band and playing taps so often. We need to have like a
on
thing
the Instagram
where we
one of these days. We have to just like a 30-second clip and it's
exactly.
the Pep Band playing taps.
And then we could just put it in whenever we need taps to play by Pep Band.
It'd be perfect. It would become like part of our media pool.
Yeah, who runs Pep Band and how
Dr.
do we
M, I'm pretty sure. Dr. Monteleone. Why that face for Dr. M?
I just have some personal opinions about Dr. M. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing more, nothing less, nothing that I want to say on the podcast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't graduate.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, let's keep any super spicy takes about our professors off the podcast.
Yeah. The most super spicy take I have is that I hate my art history class, but that's like every student being like, oh, I hate this class. It's super hard. I think that's like the most like, I'm so mad at this. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I gotta figure out my humanities for next semester.
If you need the name again, remind me.
I'll keep it in mind.
You will hate it.
Okay.
You'll want to rip out your soul.
Gotcha.
And like cry every single night.
I love getting advice from like the upperclassmen for all this stuff. I feel so like informed about what classes to and to not take.
I have been told on like so many by so many people like don't take with this person. Oh, take with this person. Don't take with this person. That's a terrible idea, Rena. You don't want that person. Also, Rate My Professor is like my best friend.
Oh yeah, I used to Rate My Professor.
I love it.
Last semester, I left it up the chance, and I got really lucky. But this semester, I didn't mess around. I was on the Rate My Professor.
Yeah, I was, because they always tell you whether you need the book or homework is important, participation is important. And so I like teachers that are like, you know what, homie, easy class. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that.
I prefer when the teacher's goal is to not fail the class.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of teachers that feel like they need to make the course challenging.
It's not even challenging. Like, it's just naturally looking for things to call people out on.
Yeah. It's not even that, like, the material's challenging. It's just the assignments are
and the way they
harder
teach
than they
it.
need to be.
Like, they brag that students fail their courses. And I'm like, that just means you're a bad teacher.
Yeah.
That just means you can't teach. I don't know what?
And I feel like most of the teachers here are pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Most of the teachers here are really great. But
the teachers here very much care about the students, which I really, really like about Florida Tech is, like, they're when you come to them with a problem, they're like, okay, well, let's solve it. Versus, like, I hate you, you know?
Why? I hate you. Why are you talking to me? You're my professor. Oh, this again.
I'm having trouble with assignment 3. I just don't know what to do for number 4. And the teacher gets in real close and goes, I hate you.
Not even I don't care, just I hate you.
Or do it yourself. It's I That's such a funny image. I can imagine, imagining any of my teachers doing that. I'm like, wow.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna name a teacher. I want Conrad to do that. I just want to be like, Conrad, I need help with my Excel file, and he just leans over and goes, I hate you, and leaves it at that.
It's funny to think of like there's like the really like nice professors just like.
Oh no, he's a very strict professor. Which is why I thought it was funny. If it was a nice teacher, it'd be like Marshall Jones, and he leans over and he goes, "Well, Rena, I hate you," and that's how he would say it.
Well, you see, just to put it lightly, I hate you.
Just mundane, just to get this out in the open. I'm not gonna lie. You're a sweet girl, Rena. I hate you.
Truly despise, actually.
I just entirely loathe your being. You're just not a personal favorite of mine. Leave.
It's like I just wanted to know when the assignment was due.
I just wanted to know when the exam was. I just wanted to know if there was a study guide. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Okay. I thought you were gonna give me something topical, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it. Alex
you want to know what? There is something topical. That 3D printed rocket that they tried to but didn't launch, and then tried to but didn't launch again. Yeah.
What was up with that?
So so first of all, Thursday, right? This thing was supposed to launch during our shift. So Jeff, Ed, Rena, and I all went outside. We're standing out in the middle of Crawford Green outside of Gleason. We're all looking up in the sky waiting for this rocket to launch. Again, we're on shift. We're taking like a 10-minute break to go see this rocket launch.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just standing there. And then they call wait for 69 whatever and minutes, seconds. I think it was 69 seconds. And then the announcer quickly after was like, actually, we meant 70 seconds. I definitely could imagine what their chat was looking like.
Yeah, they were like 69, nice. And then they were like, shoot.
God.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of us waiting in the field, I do have a miniature a miniature podcast thing. So I'll put that on the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll throw that on the Instagram, which you can visit here. This one will especially be forgotten about. I'm moving up my hand.
Yeah. Exactly, nothing. We're not gonna know.
Nope. But so I was reading, I think it was something to do with the liquid oxygen temperature in the rocket not being within tolerance. I'm not a rocket scientist, even though I'm at rocket science school. But yeah.
I'm having trouble with the straw. That's wild. Fun fact about me, hot take, I hate space.
Oh that's right. I totally forgot that was even a topic of discussion. Yeah, we were just sitting in the field.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I hate space.
Yeah, like
Jeff. Space is so cool.
It's just,
as Markiplier would say, space
is so cool. I love that. Did you watch In Space with Markiplier?
Of course.
It was good.
I watched it with my friends from high school, and then I watched it again when we got here because my friends here hadn't watched it.
Yeah.
So I've done In Space with Markiplier like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm. Mine, I like that one, but I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, IEC down there, and we were searching.
No way. There's no way there was. Yeah, there was an IEC cable sitting on the floor. I'm quitting. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm enough. I've had enough. This is stupid.
I'm supposed to be smart.
But I'm clearly not. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, we were up in the. This is probably not at all what I was saying, but we were up in the. Oh no! In Space with Markiplier. I loved it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I liked A Heist with Markiplier better. I was a Heist with Markiplier fan.
I really like A Heist with Markiplier.
It was good. I literally did every single ending.
I went through. I
had a notes app of like got ending this, and I like wrote down which ones.
I think I'm okay. Here's my take with that. I think In Space with Markiplier had just like the way better like production and overall acting and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think a Heist with Markiplier had better like bits.
Yeah.
Like I think it was overall funnier.
It was funnier, and also I like the stories more.
I think the story for A Heist with Markiplier, it really branched out more. He explained why In Space kind of like branched out and then came back together at the end.
Did he?
Yeah. He said, or no, it came to, so part 1 kind of like branched out and came back together. Yeah. He said originally, right, so part 1, that was supposed to be the length of the entirety of In Space with Markiplier.
Wow.
And he had a deal with YouTube. He still had another like choose your own series left. and he's like, we still have so much, like so many ideas and whatnot for in space. And they're like, you want to know what? Use the budget for your other choose your own, and just make like split them up into part 1 and part 2, and we'll count them as both.
That is
so
interesting.
That's why there's part 1 and part 2, is because they had so much that they could not fit it in for what like the original allotted videos or whatever budget was for their choose your own video set.
That is so cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
It is cool. I watched like a bunch of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that I wish I sat down and did that. I liked it. I thought it was, because of that, I think it was super messy, and it was just kind of all over, and I couldn't follow it as well as I could with a heist with Markiplier.
Yeah, because again, the issue with splitting it up into parts 1 and 2 is in order for the start of part 2 to make sense, the end of part 1 has to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So end of part 1, you always get the same ending.
Right.
Well,
you had your true ending, but you got other endings. So you had to get the one true ending to move on to part 2. Because you got endings where, like, with MatPat, he ruled the world at the end, and then the other one was, like, you enslaved Markiplier. So you got those different endings, and then it was, like, respawned.
Yeah.
And then you were put back at the beginning.
Yeah. You got, like, the endings.
Yeah, and then you had to get the, like, true ending. Whereas in Heist with Markiplier, it just branched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually, that's another thing he mentioned. Those like fake endings he did, where it's like, oh, this is how it ends, and then you like respawn in the ship.
Yeah.
There is a significant, or at least a noticeable drop in viewership after those fake endings, because people thought they were endings and they just like left the video.
Yeah, which is so upsetting for him.
It's upsetting, and it's also funny because it's like, theoretically, right? You get this fake ending, but then you're supposed to wait, and then you get to like you go to the next segment where it's like, oh, you're actually you didn't really end it, and it's just people were like, oh, I reached an ending.
Yeah, it was such an interesting concept. I liked Who Killed Markiplier.
I love
that one. Was really, really good. That one was solid. It was smaller, but it was like solid.
Smaller. I don't think it was Choose Your Own, right? I think Who Killed Markiplier was just a series. Right? I believe it was just like parts 1 through 6 or something like that.
It might have. Yeah. I don't think it was like a choose your own.
Because I believe his choose your owns are a heist with Markiplier, a date with Markiplier, and In Space with Markiplier, parts 1 and 2.
Right now he's doing a movie.
Is he?
Yeah, he did a video the other day, and he was like, hey guys, I just need ideas for videos for this entire month. Like, what do you guys need me to play? What do you guys want to see me do? Because I am doing a movie right now, and it's gonna be harder for me to be more creative over here, so I'm just asking for ideas because he's filming his movie. Yeah, it's not gonna be a choose your own, but it's gonna be a movie, and I'm super excited.
I mean, is this going to be like a blockbuster, like in theaters? Is he like, if any details, or is he just like, I'm in a movie?
I don't know, because I think it's his movie.
Because as cool as like another like hour 30-minute film on YouTube would be, 2-hour film on YouTube, I would absolutely love to go in theaters. For
I would
Markiplier. I would absolutely get tickets to go see Mark in theaters.
100%. I would. I 100% would go see Markiplier in a movie. I know we talked about this earlier, just you and me. Didn't talk about it on the podcast. You know what I'm super pumped for?
What's that?
Five Nights at Freddy's, not the musical, the movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm so pumped. Shaggy from live action Scooby-Doo. Dude, I'm so out of it. It's spring break. I'm ready. I turned off my brain a while ago.
I checked out.
Yeah, that's why this podcast is so like slow and like mundane right now. Like, we have some bits in here, but like,
it's like, I need to go to the beach and eat sand. Stat. So
all of those babies eating sand.
You think they can eat as much as me? Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh, you would think so, but not really.
I can eat more sand.
So crunchy. That's me. I would eat so much sand at the beach if I went to the beach.
Man, I could eat so much sand if I was at the beach right now. You wouldn't even believe it.
I'd be munching. You have no idea.
They'd be like, where's the beach? I'd be like, with my beach-sized stomach, like, I don't know.
In my little tummy, I don't know. That's such a goal, to eat all the sand on the beach.
I always love those sort of like the dumb like, oh, it's me with my blank shaped stomach. You know, it's like, hey, where are my keys? It's like me with the car key shaped stomach. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are hilarious. I thought of something that reminded me of. Oh yeah. That meme of like me playing chess and then them wondering where all my their chess pieces are going and me eating them. That's such a Rena meme.
Me with my chess piece shaped stomach. No.
I don't know.
Where they go?
That'd be so goofy. Yeah.
I always love how they have such wacky names for all the chess moves, at least like the early ones.
Yeah.
It's like I was watching something about, it was like Chase Magnus, or Magnus Chase, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Magnus Chase playing chess drunk was the video I was watching. And they're just explaining, it's like, okay, first, like pawn to e.
Isn't Magnus Chase a book character? Isn't that Rick Riordan's Norse mythology book?
I think you're right. Who's like the world champion chess player?
Imagine you're thinking of the world chess.
Hold on.
And it's just
I'm doing research.
Magnus
I
Chase.
need to
You're
do
like,
research.
yes. I was like, did you watch a cosplayer explain chess?
No.
No?
Why is this freaking out right now? I'm going to look up.
That's why he has his phone out.
Yep.
I've got my
World-
phone out for time. He's got his phone out for trying to figure out who the
Magnus
who's the
Carlsen.
It's basically a crash course in cameras and filming. Zen thinks that I'm stupid, and so he gave me a video on how cameras work. I hope it's just another video on how to Google things.
It's Magnus Carlsen, not Magnus Chase. It's a Magnus C. So
yeah.
I got mixed up. But yeah,
Magnum C.
Magnus. Not.
Did you get my joke? Did you like it? Was it good?
I believe I got the joke.
Okay, thank you. That it will be my one and only dirty joke for the rest of the month. I don't make many.
Hey
That'll
guys,
be my one.
Peter Griffin here. I'm here to explain the joke.
I hate those videos. I hate them.
I love those videos. They're so funny. Hey guys, Peter Griffin here. I'm here to explain the joke. So you see, Reno was trying to say. It's just like a paragraph about this like one-liner.
Yeah, I like the paragraphs underneath. I think they're funny.
Yeah.
I love the accounts that are specifically dedicated to explaining the joke. Have you seen those accounts?
I have.
Just
I have
sit there?
seen those accounts. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they keep going.
Yeah, hashtag relatable. Anyway, continue. Magnus
Magnus Carlsen.
Carlsen.
Right? So he's like a video of him playing chess drunk, right? Spoilers, he wins. So the guy's like, okay, yeah, so pawn to e4 or whatever the move is, and I'm like, okay, and he's like, okay, Magnus moves pawn to this. That's peculiar. He's playing the Sicilian defense. And I'm like, he's doing the what? So it's like I whenever I play chess, I always go like, oh, you think you're so smart? Try and outsmart the Czechoslovakian gambit. And I just like move a random piece somewhere. It makes no sense.
Yeah, my chess my chess strategy is, oh, I haven't moved this piece in a while. Maybe I should move this one. And then I do.
I'm okay at chess.
I'm not good.
I
hate chess.
I can beat like low to medium AI. That's about it. I can put up a fight is what I'm saying. But if anyone knows like any of the actual, like if you can actually name the Sicilian defense and recognize it, you will beat me. It's not much. I don't stand much of a chance at that point.
Yeah.
But if it's just like two bros sitting at a chessboard 5 feet apart because they're not gay, then I have a good chance.
I miss Vine.
I miss Vine too.
Bring Vine back. Did you know why Vine was shut down?
Not entirely, no.
I was told it was because they were bought out by P-Hub.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
But why would they get shut? I feel like okay, but if you
it's-
acquire a company, it's not like all right, let's close up shop, boys.
No. I think they were shut down like because of something within it. I don't know. I
thought I'm like
what's
totally spitballing.
Then I'm
but, like,
probably wrong.
I thought Vine was shut down because they didn't like monetize, like there weren't really ads on Vine, and then they just didn't make money, and then they just went out of business.
That's probably it. But Vine was so good because of it.
Yeah, it's really nice not to have ads. But then
Yeah.
the sad reality is, where do they make money? They don't.
Exactly. Well, you could just keep the app up to keep the app up. Why do you have to have money?
Because it takes money to keep the app up. Like, because there's servers. That's where all the videos are stored. Like when stuff goes to the cloud, it's
Yeah.
not like it's not like a cloud in this. There's just, all the cloud is it's someone else's computer. That's the cloud. The cloud is someone else's computer that you connect to on the internet. So like when you upload stuff to like your cloud storage, you're just using Google's computer to store your stuff. Like they just have a bunch of they just have a computer with like, they just have like a bunch of server racks full of drives that store stuff, and then your stuff just goes there. Like that's Google Drive. It's just Google's computer.
Anyway, this really shows how not technologically. This is why I put text and PNGs in, and he does everything else. That's crazy. The other day, I had to be explained to of how gravity works and what gravity is.
Oh, okay. As someone who's taking high school physics,
Yeah.
and now is taking
I didn't take that.
college physics, you just didn't know at all. Well, like,
Like,
what
I know
about
it-
gravity
like,
had to be explained?
Like, I know what gravity is,
Okay,
but
okay.
I now know that it's a force field. Is the word that is a word? Is that what they used? It's
a force field.
It's a something that keeps us down.
Yeah.
I just accepted gravity as a fact, and I was like, okay, it's a force.
What gravity is like masses will, like they exert a force and they like attract themselves to each other, and so the more mass you have, the stronger that gravitational force is. So that's why Earth has so much gravity and it pulls us down. We, with our mass, pull on the Earth, but it's so insignificant because we're so small it basically doesn't do anything. So like we pull on the Earth pulls on us, and we just kind of then our feet are on the ground.
So you're saying we're all like tiny little magnets?
Yeah, we're all basically everyone's a tiny little magnet.
That's so cute.
And the bigger the magnet, the stronger the magnet.
Yeah. And now I understand gravity. I'm lying because he didn't explain it to me like I'm a third grader. He said a bunch of big words. I know words that are 8 letters and below.
This is an issue for a college graduate, I believe, but
it's goofy because it's not. I have gone through life being like, I don't know what this means. And they explain it to me like I'm a third grader, and they use words under 8 letters because I request it. I told Jeff that one day, and now he uses vocabulary that is smaller.
Is vocabulary less than 8 letters?
Well, I know some SAT words like asinine, egregious, photosynthesis.
I love using like SAT-esque words in everyday, like just like talking to
Makes
people.
Me feel smart.
Like to pull out just like esoteric.
Esoteric?
Yeah.
What does that word mean?
I actually don't even entirely remember what esoteric
Imagine
means.
just using esoteric. Wow, that's really not so esoteric of you.
It's so unesoteric of me to not know the word esoteric.
Yeah.
There's much better examples I could have used where I actually know what the word means. That's just
and you really pulled out the one
I pulled
word
out the one
that
I remember that I
don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. That's goofy.
I'm trying to think. Like when we were heading out to the field, I forgot. You were talking about something with Jeff signing something, and I was like, I don't think mutiny would look really good on your report for your internship.
I know what mutiny means. I think it's like
I think it is less than 8 letters, but it's like just kind of a word people don't use anymore. It's referring to like overthrowing the captain of a ship. Is what mutiny is. But I used it to refer to overthrowing Jeff at Gleason.
What was I talking about?
I don't even remember.
Mutiny.
I don't know what you would say
I was
that
like
you were going to do to Jeff.
Threatening to like leave or burn down Gleason or something.
You were like threatening to overthrow it in some way.
Yeah,
mutiny.
Something.
But I love using like old-timey words
I think
like
it's
that.
so goofy. Yeah.
I want to bring back old-timey speech. It's happening.
I agree. Dude, my favorite phrase is, come on, snake, let's rattle. It means either let's fight or let's dance.
Oh.
It's a dual meaning phrase.
I thought you just like made that up like
nope.
for fun.
That's a genuine 1920s phrase. I believe it's 1920s.
I think I'm going to start using that.
Yeah, come on, snake, let's rattle. I think it's so goofy.
When we have to go somewhere, I like saying skedaddle.
Oh, I say skedaddle.
Yeah.
I say, okay, guys, let's skedaddle. I also say, let's rock and roll with the Ramones. I'm such a dad when it comes to things like that. Because my dad says it, and it stuck with me. When I'm at a yellow light, my dad says, "Gun it, April," and I say that. Do you get it?
I don't think
Teenage
so.
Mutant Ninja
I
Turtles.
was thinking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep,
I wasn't certain.
Because April's the girl, and they're like, "Gun it,
Yeah,
April,"
yeah.
because she drives. Yeah.
Oh, she drives. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's because turtles can't drive. That's
Turtles,
ridiculous.
They don't have their licenses.
They can fight crime, but they don't have their license. What if they get pulled over by the cops?
What are they supposed to do? Can I see your ID and register? Oh my god.
They knock out the police. That'd be really funny.
The turtles go from like lawful good to like neutral.
Yeah.
Just 'cause they start beating up police.
That'd be so funny. Oh, speaking of neutral, first of all, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze.
There it was.
Yeah. A fun fact about me is, okay, so I'm not gonna reveal a lot, but I am starting my own. Me and my friend are creating our own tabletop role playing game.
Ooh.
I'm very excited. Oh my gosh, my brain is shut down. I'm very excited, and let me tell you, the dynamics right now is very good. Like, it is solid so far what we have.
Fun.
As soon as I fully complete it, I'll be like, "Hey Alex, you want to come play?
I mean, I'd be down. I'd love the test play
You want to be one of my guinea pigs?"
Dungeons and Arenas.
Yeah, it's like a mix of like hardcore D&D 5e.
Mm-hmm.
It mix of Call of Cthulhu, mix of Blades in the Dark, and then there's a few other that we're pulling in. And so it's going to be super duper awesome. And originally it was for my friend.
Okay.
And they were like, blah, 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 blah. But the more we got into it, he was like, yeah, this is very much more of a arena game. Because it was more like, what if we do this? And he was like, what are the logistics? And he would write it down, and it would be more towards. And he's like, Rena, I don't think I could DM this. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you would have to learn and DM this game. And I'm like, oh? Because fun fact, I've played D&D like 3 times.
Oh.
I've never completed. I've completed 1 campaign, but that's only because I came in halfway through.
Okay.
And so I've always liked the idea of DMing a game,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never actually DM'd something. So this will be fun. This will be good.
Yeah, I've never DM'd something myself. Well, technically, I did like kind of a joking like one shot with my friends.
Yeah,
It was like I came up with what was it, like Escape from Brazil. That was fun.
that's fun.
Like it was just
That's goofy.
there wasn't really any like magic or like character sheets or anything. It was just like we sat down at a
like
table.
a little role play.
Yeah, like
That's
half like
funny.
I had thought about it before,
Yeah.
half improving as we went along.
Do you like DMing?
I have to say, from that experience alone, yes.
It's kind of hard being
It
able
is.
to like fluently say stuff. Like I have the ideas, but the fluency of like just saying stuff is harder.
I mean, just like speaking in sentences, or like just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
getting
like-
a
like
cohesive story.
Doing
fluent.
the idea, and then because like a lot of it is, if you have good players, they will improv and they will
Yeah.
take the story in the way they want it.
Yeah.
And so you having to be like, okay, well, this is this, and I have the idea, but then like not being able to convey what I want, that's
Mm.
my problem.
No, I don't think I have that problem.
That's the problem I have. Well, sucks to be you, Brina.
Yeah, exactly. Sucks to be you. I
Um,
love talking, and I can get my point across just fine.
Yeah. I'm so ready to learn how to DM. I think it's gonna be really, really cool.
I think that sounds like a very fun venture.
Yeah, so I'll let you know when it's all done. I think no, I can't even reveal. Okay. I'll
Okay.
stop. I'll stop right now.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
stop.
Stop
while
before
I'm
you
ahead.
reveal
Yeah.
something you shouldn't.
Anyway, so that's a fun fact that I've been doing for that's the project besides the podcast. That is what has been keeping me busy.
Fun.
I'll study with my friend for. I talk with my hands. Are you making fun of me?
Oh, I mean, I'm just like kind of like
You're
a
matching
little
the
like
energy.
both.
You're
Yeah,
matching my energy.
But it's also
Okay.
just like for like visually, like
for
you do it, and then
visual.
I just kind of like follow,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
understanding.
Okay. So we'll study for class because
Mhm.
we're in the same learning and motivations class. And then we'll be like, okay, we went over all the chapters and everything I should know. let's move on. And then we'll D&D plan. We have 2 Google documents on it because originally it started out for him, and then it was like, Brina, we need to start over. So we did.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was goofy.
Very fun. I remember my friend, again, Danny, like we were talking about.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny. Yeah.
Not a gold member, though.
He was talking about tabletop RPG day that was going on.
Ooh.
And I kind of jokingly was like, could I just like make up a tabletop RPG game and just like show up with it? I didn't end up going through with this because I had like a week notice. But
yeah, we've been going for like a month.
Yeah. But he was like, I guess. And I was like, what would you even do? And I'm like, imagine this. For like tabletop RPG game, but it's Fortnite. And I started actually like kind of coming up with how you would treat how guns would work. I know like Dungeons and Dragons technically has stuff for like guns, but like a different
gun system. Podcast I listened to, Dungeons and Daddies.
Yep.
They did that. They made a meme off of it and called it Four Nights. And it's just Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Except there's like some lore behind it, which is why it's 4 nights instead of Fortnite.
Okay.
I can send you the episode in which they do 4 nights.
I would like to hear how they did.
And you can see how they did the dynamics, because you could roll for finding wood, you could roll for finding stone. How much you roll is how much you get. And it's based off of turn taking, I think, because it was timed.
Okay.
Yeah. Our game. So for 3 planning sessions, we were like, do we use static numbers or do we use target numbers? And it was a back and forth like argument over and over and over. I don't know if you know what those are.
I know what static means.
So
like unchanging.
Target numbers is like the DM goes, I need you to beat a 15. I need you to beat a 12. You have target numbers, so you have to roll like above or get the number. Static outcome is like you have, so the easiest to explain it on is a D6. And so like you have your crit success, your crit fail, and then you have like 2 through, no. It would be, I don't know. But basically it's just something bad happens and then it's like a scale.
No.
And so it's not you have to beat over this. It's a scale of like how bad it is versus how good it is.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the times you'll get like partial numbers and then it's like that's what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think that's usually how our DM does it, is target numbers.
Well, that's how D&D is set up, is for target numbers.
Okay.
Static numbers is more for like blades in the dark and I don't know. That's the only one I really know is like static numbers. Also, we should start signing off. No, we have
if we think we started about 5:50, then 6:50 is an hour, and 7:20 is an hour and a half.
Okay.
So we have 10 minutes.
Okay. We're all good to go.
Yes. So, what were we talking? We were talking about D&D tabletop games. Yeah. But I mentioned the whole Fortnite thing. Like, I think it'd be funny. And honestly, you talk about like the whole 4 nights thing. It's timed.
Yeah.
But honestly, you could just call it Fortnite and have the time be 2 weeks, because that's what Fortnite means.
You're gonna play it for 2 weeks? Because like no. The timed thing was for every time a section is closed off. Because you know how they close. Off the thing.
Yeah.
And so you have 15 minutes before they announce which zones are being closed, and then you would roll for what zones are being closed.
Interesting.
Yeah. So super cool.
Interesting. Cool.
Any new fun projects with you?
Any cool fun projects with me?
Yeah.
I can't say there are. Yeah. I can't say there are. I can't say I'm too busy. I did buy, like, impulse purchase a jigsaw puzzle.
Ooh, I love puzzles. I am a puzzle girly. Soup puzzles in a movie, top tier. Top tier. I'm a grandma when it comes to that.
A big part of why I wanted to go out of my way for a jigsaw puzzle, though, is in calc, my lecture, the kid I sit next to, he keeps playing, like, online jigsaw puzzles, and it pains me how, like, the super obvious piece stares him in the face as like it's like you look like okay, this row that he's working on, this is the shape of the piece that needs to fit there, and it's just right there, and he misses it, and he just goes to a different section of the puzzle. I'm like,
the problem with that is computer screen is so different than real life. I don't know if you've
also
done
he's basically cheating because it's a computer like online puzzle.
Jigsaw pieces. That's the worst part, is staring at like the piece that you need,
Mm-hmm.
but your brain won't recognize that that's the piece you need. That one always throws me off. Is I'm like, there's no way it could be this one, and I'll look for anything else.
Yep.
False positive.
I started working on the puzzle. I got like 1,000
What's the
piece
picture?
jigsaw. It's like Star Wars like poster art with like Luke Skywalker. Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
sick. The issue is I got like 1,000 piece puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
and the work surface I was using, which is like the side of a box I had, is like half a foot too small for the frame. So I was working on the border.
Yeah.
And so I started like one section of the border, and I couldn't find the next piece, so I started the next section of the border. And as they were coming together, like they were on the edge of the box basically.
Yeah.
And they basically met. Like there's maybe room for one more piece, and I'm looking at the box. I'm like, there is easily like 6 more inches of artwork that need to go here.
That's funny.
So I need to get like the frame I wanted, and basically to start. Cause I want to.
You're gonna frame it?
It's a 1,000 piece puzzle. I'm not gonna throw it back in the box when I'm done. Oh boy, that sure was enjoyable.
Are you gonna glue it and stuff?
I don't think I'm gonna glue it. I think I'm just gonna like press it down so it stays in place, and
that's
then just frame it.
so rough. I just.
What?
How do you put the puzzle in the frame?
You build it in the frame. And my plan
but then you
with
have
building
to build it from like face down, and you have to like.
What? Face? What do you mean build it face down?
Yeah, because you have to put it towards the window part, and so
you build it on the back of the frame, like the.
Yeah, but then you know what? You're right, Alex. You're right.
Oh, how do you think a picture frame like?
Well, I know how the picture frame works.
Yeah, you have the glass.
Yeah, and you put the picture on the glass so you can center it.
I'm gonna do the other way around. I'm gonna put the puzzle on the back and then put the glass.
You're just gonna do it opposite?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a very bold move of you.
That's bold of me.
I think that's bold.
What if I told you I didn't even know about this whole putting the picture on the glass first? I just kind of slap it together.
I'd be like, that's whack, Alex. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm pretty
Yeah.
crazy. I just do that with picture frames.
Yeah, you're like, that's fine.
Yeah, so I need like a 20-something inch by something inch frame.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's kind of a
pretty-
big puzzle. Like it in my head, I was
heavy.
like, oh, it's just over 2 feet, and I'm like, this is area we're talking about. This thing's huge.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, but it's gonna look cool. The only downside is, it's a Star Wars art, so there's a lot of space, which is just black. So I just have a bunch of pieces.
You
that
should
are
go in with your own
black.
paint
My own just.
and start filling it in.
Yeah, it's like I know what this is supposed to look like, black with like a star.
Yeah. You add a few more stars and you like try and make the like Millennium Falcon.
That's how I had to
And
do
it's-
part of the borders. I had to look like the stars are just like little white dots,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, this one should be like one here and like a little one here, and then a slightly bigger one here. There should be like 3 on a piece, and I have to like try and find it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's a challenge. I'll persevere once I get it. I just left it alone at this point
Right.
because I have nothing to build it on besides the floor, and then I can't frame it once it's on the floor.
True.
So that's my life
Mhm.
currently. Jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are totally out of ideas and
Yeah.
just about in time.
We are out of time. So should we clap off?
I think we should clap off. Thank you for tuning in to our very special.
Oh yeah.
There's a security guard.
A security guard,
Yeah.
another appearance.
They're gone. I definitely turned on the on-air thing.
Yep, and no one notices. No one likes to look. Anyway, I'm Rena Champlin. I have been one of your hosts today.
I'm your other host that was here today, and I'm Alex.
Next week you'll see us eat some food.
Frozen.
Ooh,
Yum.
versus warm. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us. Ready?
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, clap!